For centuries, the humankind, has been looking for that spirituality, that enlightenment, that connection with the divine, the connection that feels like we've already have, but in somehow we lost, have to use it with the rest of the existence. And that is the spiritual enlightenment. And today's in urban life, the raves, the parties, the letting goes and taking drugs, meditations, zikirs, these are all towards the same thing, the enlightenment of the spirit, which is the awareness of the greater consciousness and the connection that we have. So I like to read what is that enlightenment entitle us to for the last few hundred years. What did Buddha said? What is Hinduism or the mystic Islam, mystic Christianity stand? What if everything you think you are, your name, your story, your fears, your identity is not actually you? And what if the beneath of all those, whatever that has been built up, that silence and it completely at peace, that's the promise of the spiritual enlightenment, that peace. And across thousands of years, in every corner of the world, the human beings have been searching for that exactly. And the spiritual enlightenment is the awakening, the experience of awakening to your true nature. It's the moment or the gradual unfolding in which a person sees through the illusion of the self and recognizing something deeper, a pure, aware, interconnected consciousness that underlines their whole existence. It goes by many names. In Buddhism, it is called nirvana or bodhi. It's the awakening. In Hinduism, moksha, liberation. Isn't that interesting? Buddhism, you're awakened, and in Hinduism, you're liberated. And in Zen, it's satori. In Sufism, it's fana, the dissolving of the self into the divine. Becoming one, becoming nothing makes you one. And in modern spirituality, it's simply awakening. Different dirt words, but the same destination. I'll give you a quote. Rumi, in 13th century Sufi poet, in Rumi's words, "Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it." Because it is scary, because we've been hurt. Not to get hurt again, it's so obvious that if you are hurt, you build barriers not to get hurt again. But it's our work, it's your work to take those barriers down. Let's have a look at it very, very simply. The Buddha in the Buddhism attained enlightenment under the Bodhi tree after 49 days of meditation, transcending suffering by releasing all attachment and illusion. And Hinduism, moksha is the soul's liberation from the endless cycle of death and rebirth, the realization that individual self, Atman, is one with universal consciousness, which is Brahman. And Taoism is the flow, is the greater cosmic order, which is called Tao. And that is to dissolve struggle and find effortless unity with all things. It's about dissolving the struggle and realizing that all is working as one unit. That is Taoism. And in mystical Christianity, in the Christian mystics like Meister Eckhart describe a direct union with God, a state beyond thought where the soul loses itself in divine love. What have you have experienced this? dissolved in divine love. You become one, dissolvement homogeneously in one thing. You experience the whole structure and whole union. In Sufism, it is called the Sufi path, a mystical branch of Islam, Sufism is, and it is different than Shia Islam. The Sufi path leads through love, poetry, and devotion to Fana, the annihilation of the ego in the ocean of the divine. And modern spirituality, like teachers like Eckhart Tolle, Ramana Maharshi, and Krishnamurti, describe awakening as the end of identification with thought, simply being present here now. Soul searching is the honest, courageous process of turning your attention inward. It means asking not what the world is, but who is doing the asking. It means sitting with the discomfort of not knowing, questioning the stories you've inherited, and listening beneath the chatter of your own mind for something quieter, something true. And it's not passive. Soul searching requires you to face your shadows, your conditioning, your grief, and your self deception, and to keep going anyway. Every spiritual tradition agrees on this. The journey inward is the most profound journey a human being can take. Of course, there are signs of the awakening of the path. A growing sense that you're not your thoughts. You're the awareness that watches them. Deep moments of stillness, peace, or timelessness, often in nature, meditation, or crisis. The old sources of identity, status, achievements, image begin to feel hollow. An unexplainable sense of interconnectedness with other people, with life itself. Questions that won't leave you. Who am I? Why am I here? What is consciousness? A desire to live with more meaning, presence, and love. Less reactivity, less fear. The day you realize you're not your mind will be the most important day of your life. Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. The path is the point. Here's something every great teacher agrees on. Enlightenment is not a destination you arrive at and then stop. It's a way of seeing, a quality of presence, a practice that deepens over a lifetime. The very act of seeking, of honestly asking, who am I? Is it itself a form of awakening? You don't need a guru on a mountaintop. You need honesty, stillness, and the willingness to look inward again and again and again. Across every culture, in every age, human beings have sensed that there is more to existence than what the thinking mind can grasp. Spiritual enlightenment is the pursuit of that, something more. Not in the sky, not in a book, but right here, in the depths of your own awareness, in the episodes ahead. Your life unfolds. The journey begins within. And the next episodes will explore the great teachers and ancient traditions and the timeless practices that can guide us there, like meditation, how to quiet our mind, and